Hey guys, and welcome to the Igloo. Today we're going to be showing about one, exploits that have been notioned inside the community, two, the horrible optimization when it comes to window borderless mode for most of the game, and for it only using less than to even further than 37% of a 1080 Ti, which is mine, so when you're in window borderless mode, like you can pretty much equivalently use a 970, and then on top of everything else, like just on how PvP is treated. So let's get right to it. So here's the thing, and as soon as you have everything preset within your game engine INI for your configuration settings for Fallout 76, you're able to, if you have better hardware to handle this, if you have 144 FPS in game, you're able to have your speed and equivalently have speed hacks inside Fallout 76, because the engine is tied exactly to your actual FPS that's in the game. So you can actually speed up your character on top of everything else because of this root mechanic. And also in other due diligence, because the game doesn't run in different ways in those presets, you're pretty much having a hardware advantage when it comes to a lot of things. Now, this was not a problem in Fallout 4, in Fallout 3, and Fallout New Vegas, because especially on the PC side, like, you were mainly single player bound, and you could actually tailor your experience to go as fast or as slow as possible. But it is now Fallout 76. It is a multiplayer game. You actually have to fix this. And they say that they're going to have a fix, but it could also have massive repercussions. Like, there's one option where you have to enable VSync, and then there's another option or you have to enable some kind of hardware fix, and then some way decouple this notion of player character speed from your frames that you would get in game, which is very, very odd to do. And this was kind of the case as well, and it kind of gave me some motion sickness when I was playing it in Fallout 4 VR. So I had around 120 to 130 FPS, and when I was playing in Fallout 4 VR, I would just fly. Like, I would just fucking fly, and it really made me sick. So in my personal way, I just pretty much had it limited to 90 FPS so that it can match my HTC Vive's refresh rate. And that was fine for me when I was doing Fallout 4 VR. But it got tiring after a while because it's like you're playing the same story again, but you're doing it in VR. So, I mean, but I still bought it and I still did everything for it. And it was really cool. But, I mean, I digress. That's just my personal gripe. But when it comes to a multiplayer first-person to third-person shooter that has PvP enabled, and you want that PvP enabled, you're going to need to have these things ironed out that are from the engine. This is from their engine and from their previous engine as well, because they gutted a lot of the source code from the original engine and then brought it to their new engine. So again, it's going to be an engine fix when it comes to this before launch, and they're definitely going to have their work cut out for them, especially for that. A few other things that were my personal gripes is that I have a Threadripper. Yes, it used all cores. I love that it used all cores. But, again, when I am in borderless mode, I only used 37% of my graphics card. So, if you are that person that wants to have borderless and you want to dynamically interact with chat or anything else, especially if you're a Twitch streamer, or if you're a YouTuber that likes to do work on the side and not just do that game in particular or something like that, instead of always doing Alt-Tab to get out of your game, and it could screw up your resolution setting presets when you're going out and going back into it. Like, it's terrible. It honestly is terrible. And honestly, I would not recommend doing window borderless ever when it comes to Fallout 76 until they fix that issue. Just to let you guys know, make sure you have it in full screen mode and you have your FPS unlocked. You can change your FOV within the Fallout 76 configuration settings, and you have it dynamically open so that you can change whatever you want, and that would be the pretty much gist of it. And then finally, it is how Fallout 76 is going to have some staying power, because like the modding community is not going to be enabled for most of this because of the base game. Because, again, mods can go crazy, especially in the Fallout community. And they can actually do a lot of things that can make yourself like an OP powered tank. And on the single player side, I can definitely see that. And it's fine for a single player experience to have this mini teddy bear firing nuke gun or something like that, which I have seen on the Nexus a few times. But this is the big but. This is now multiplayer. But here's the other thing. You should be able to enable your mods to actually do some cool things for the game and actually like make it better on custom servers. But they don't let you have those custom servers because, I mean, we're talking about Bethesda here. They're not going to fix everything right away because that's how they've always had the issues. And they've had a big crutch for the actual modding community that puts their hearts and passions into Fallout itself, and they will do anything to make their game better and for their own vision or to enhance the vision that they want to portray to others, which there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong at all. Mods make some games great because they might be having some things that they might want to have tailored. Like there was a whole environmental pack there. There's so many Fallout 4 quality packs that are in Fallout 4 to make the game look like super, super sharp and super, super realistic. But it just doesn't really hit the nail on the coffin when it comes to most of this stuff. There is also the other issue where fast travel while you're solo costs you caps. And this is just like a quick add on to kind of like what I was hitting on to, especially when it comes to solo versus co-op clans. You have one person, right? This one person can journey to this one point. This one person can journey to this other point. You have one person that is going to go to a third point. You can fast travel to all of them without charging any money whatsoever. So that you're able to collect and then bring back to base. Collect, bring back to base. Collect, bring back to base. It's going to be something where it can be heavily abused. And if there will be, or at all, of custom servers that are going to have full loot systems or anything else like that, fast travel will probably be disabled, especially in a game like this. Because it's just, no. You should not be able to fast travel to your allies when it comes to nothing without any cost whatsoever. And especially for that, when you're zip-lining back and forth and you're trying to collect as much loot. And I say this as the custom side, and again, it's my personal gripe when it comes to most of this. So I only say that because I see where it can be exploited to, just like the speed hacking for the actual being locked into the how many FPS that you are going to be having in game. And I only say that because that's an engine issue. That's something completely bigger than a game issue. It's a fucking engine issue compared to anything else. And it's one thing that I would be like, yeah, that needs to get fixed right away before the game launches. But I'm still going to enjoy the game. The last time that I played it was yesterday, Saturday, November 3rd, when it came to the actual stuff. And I enjoyed it. I really honestly enjoyed it. But the game has a lot of flaws, including not seeing water at all. It's great for me. I don't know if it's great for other people, but it's fucking great for me. I don't know how to fix it, but you guys can comment down below on how to fucking fix it before the next update comes out on the beta. But have a good one, guys.